Hello to my many friends and also to my many illustrious enemies out there on YouTube. Once again, this is another episode of Roosevelt Sounds Off. And this is Roosevelt Sounds Off Part 22. I'm coming to you this evening on this hot and very, very muggy evening here in Chicago. And I would like to do a Part 3 to what I've already done of Part 1 and Part 2. You know, the subject is the bad things black people do to each other. Now, I was inspired to do this video because of an experience I had today with a Southside business. Basically, it's something my day just went sort of like this. I went to go see my cousin early, and then I went to this festival in a park on 87th Street on the southeast side of Chicago. And the Taste of WVON, it was pretty good. I liked everything. And, there's always a whole lot of people, a lot of fun and everything. And on the way out, I bought some jerk chicken with some beans and rice. So I ate the jerk chicken and everything there. And then it started to drizzle a little bit. So I walked across the street, on my way across the street towards the bus. I saw a group of black Hebrew Israelites from a local church or Sabbath keeping church. They were preaching about like different things and everything. So I stayed out there or something, even though it was drizzling, and I listened for a while. And then I looked on the bus tracker on my phone, and I noticed that my bus was coming in like 7 minutes. So I still had the container, or the empty container that I had the jerk chicken in, still in my hand. And I did not want to take this container and throw it on the ground, because that's the biggest thing people would say. That if you're a black person and you throw something on the ground, then you're littering, and you don't care anything about like the health or well-being and the look of your community. So I didn't throw it on the ground, because that's just not me to do anyway. I've never done that kind of a thing before. And so I'll go across the street towards the bus stop, and I asked this police officer, did he see a garbage can around, and he told me no. But he's like, I noticed that there's a green dumpster just a little bit down the street. Why don't you put it in there? So that's what I did, but I noticed this dumpster was kind of in a parking lot of some kind. I didn't pay attention necessarily to what it was. All I noticed that it was a garage, and maybe some cars out there or something. I didn't pay too much attention to it. And a few minutes later, while I was waiting on the bus, I came up, and me and an old lady, older lady, we were sitting together. And a few minutes later, I guess the owner of this business, which is Johnson's Auto Repair on 87th and Dauphine, comes up to me and starts just cursing me out. This is, what he had said. He said, "Oh, no, man, I know you didn't go and put some shit in my dumpster." I was like, "Yeah," but I was like, I didn't want to throw it on the ground or anything like that. He was like, no, man, fuck that. I'm getting tired of everybody putting their shit in my dumpster. It's already bad enough that I gotta pay people to haul my shit, but yet y'all want me to pay people to haul your shit too? And I said, well, the police officer over there told me that I could put it in the garbage. He's telling me I don't give a fuck what the police officer said. Why would you come on my private property and put your garbage in my dumpster? And I had to tell him, look, man, I'm sorry, I didn't know, it's just like a dumpster. I was just trying to get rid of it because I didn't want to throw it on the ground. And he gets around to telling me, look, man, it ain't you. It ain't you. Negro, how do you mean it ain't me? Obviously, it must be me if you decided to stand up here and curse me out. He's a lying wonder. The truth ain't in him. He tells me that people have put stuff in his garbage can, in his dumpsters, and he's getting tired of it. So that's how come I guess he chose me to go off on today. And that is the point that I am getting to. Just, respect. We in the black community do not know how to value or talk to each other or even respect each other. We don't know how to cooperate. That's how come we're failing and falling down, and we're lacking far behind in this country as a people, because we simply don't know how to talk to each other or even give each other the benefit of the doubt. I had an aunt, my Aunt Martha, God rest her soul. She took me and my brother and, a couple of my cousins, some years ago when we were much younger, to a flea market on the west side of Chicago, and this flea market was mostly Mexican. And the main thing that she could always say when we left up out of there, she said, it's just good and stuff how those Mexicans always cooperate with each other. They just cooperate with each other and know how to talk to each other. And even she had to mention that us as black people do not know how to act or don't know how to speak to each other. And this is another reason how come I said in, part 2, when I was dealing and talking about black businesses, why should we support black businesses when some people who own black businesses, like the guy who owned this business, talk to us like we're nothing? It treats us like we're the enemy anyway. I don't need one of my own treating me like I'm the enemy, like I'm nothing. I feel that, even though I admit that, maybe I could have been a little bit wrong for going on, his property and dumping a garbage in his dumpster. But I thought at the time that nothing was wrong with it, because I just thought it would be better than just throwing it on the ground. So it's almost like in this kind of a case, I'm damned if I do and damned if I don't. Because I'm pretty sure a whole lot of other people would have had a whole lot more to say if I would have just threw the container on the ground. I didn't want to do that, so I was just putting it in the dumpster. And it was just a jerk chicken container. My God. It's not like I took a whole car or something and threw it up in there, or a dead body and put it in his dumpster. He's getting upset with me all over a jerk chicken container? Really? Is that what you're doing down at Johnson Auto Repair? I said it before and I will say it again. That's how come we are lacking behind as a people, because we don't know how to talk to each other or give each other the benefit of the doubt. That's how come we have, I think, and I believe now, so many whites killing blacks and whites just doing anything to blacks, because white people probably have the attitude that if they don't care for or respect each other, why should we? Because it has been proven that a white officer might shoot, police officer might shoot a black person a little bit faster than he'd shoot another white person. Why? Because a white person might give another white person the benefit of the doubt, but they're not going to give it to another black person. Why? Because we don't respect each other enough to give each other the benefit of the doubt or give each other a break. This is what's going on in the black community. And I know that I said in part 20 that maybe I wanted a society free of whites or a society of all blacks. I'm almost deciding now, maybe I just want to be someplace all by myself. Because sometimes at this point, I'm beginning to hate people. Because people have all these ways and isms and schisms. Just people. One day I might do a message and then just entitle it Folks. The things that folks do that is so bad and so outlandish. Just folks. Folks got all these weird, thinkings, and the way that they act and the way that they talk and the way that they dress just irritates the living daylights up out of me. Ugh, people. It don't matter hardly whether they're white or black or Latino or Asian. Ugh, just people. Because I'd never expect that out of him for just wanting to do the right thing. So I feel that people should not support this business because of the unprofessionalism of the owner. Because us as black people, whenever we own businesses, acting and being professional, I believe that's not a trait that we have mastered quite yet. And that we need to. Everybody keeps talking about buy black, but I'm almost to the point at this point, why should we? If black business owners are going to act this way, this should not be happening. So therefore, and I feel that anytime you encounter a bad person who's like this. I think that you need to tell people, like I'm doing, or sounding the alarm, just who they are, and to urge people not to support their business if they're going to behave in this kind of a fashion. Once again, this is Roosevelt with another episode of Roosevelt Sounds Off. Be sure to comment and be sure to share this video, and also be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Peace and blessings to all.